From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. A Canadian Armed Forces member who had been deployed to Latvia and was missing earlier this week was found dead on Friday.
Warrant Officer George Hull was a vehicle technician based in Edmonton and had served in the Canadian Armed Forces for almost 20 years. The Department of National Defence says Hull was deployed on Operation Reassurance as part of the Aviation Battalion under the NATO Multinational Brigade, Latvia. The Canadian Forces Military Police, with support from Latvian authorities, are investigating the circumstances surrounding Hull's death. In a statement on X, Prime Minister Mark Carney said in part, quote, "I offer my deepest condolences to Warrant Officer Hull's family, friends, and all those who served with him." Chief of Defence Staff General Jenny Kerrigan expressed her condolences, saying Hull will be remembered for his many years of dedicated service. David Augustine, The Canadian Press.
Inspectors looking into last Wednesday's deadly streetcar crash in Lisbon, Portugal, found that 2 of 3 cabins lost stability after the cable linking them disconnected. That led the funicular to come off its rails and crash just above the bottom of the hill, killing 16 people, including 2 Canadians. Quebec couple André Bergeron and Blandine Dole were identified as victims of the crash, which also injured 21 others. Well, that was fast. Hours after word began to spread that Japan's prime minister was considering stepping down, it became official. Shigeru Ishiba has resigned. The move follows a growing number of calls from within his own party to take responsibility for July's parliamentary election defeat. Ishiba said he would start the process to hold a party leadership vote to choose his replacement. He added that a Monday vote by his Liberal Democratic Party on whether or not to hold an early leadership election was no longer needed. Back home now, where the self-proclaimed Queen of Canada and her followers have been ordered out of a former Saskatchewan school as the province has deemed the structure unfit for human habitation. The Saskatchewan Health Authority has ordered anyone living there to get out, citing Section 22 of the Public Health Act. The de facto multi-person residence is not connected to the municipal sewer system. On Wednesday, police arrested the group's leader, Ramona Didulo, property owner Ricky Mans, and 14 others on a slew of charges after a warranted search of the site. And finally, after being stuck in Antarctica for 2 months enduring freezing temperatures, a social media influencer from the U.S. is speaking out. Chinese-American pilot Ethan Guo was detained on a Chilean airbase in Antarctica after landing a small plane without permission. Guo was released by the Chilean authorities yesterday, and he says he experienced, for the most part, limited freedoms during his detention.
The Chilean people have been incredibly hospitable. You know, they've been fantastic people. They've taken care of me, they've taught me Spanish, and they've treated me like family.
Guo was flying solo to all 7 continents to raise funds for cancer research. As part of his release, he'll donate thousands of dollars already raised to a childhood cancer foundation. He's also been banned from entering Chilean territory for 3 years. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, don't count the Edmonton Elks out of the playoff picture just yet. Justin Rankin rushed for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Elks stunned the Calgary Stampeders 31-19. Edmonton has now won 4 of their last 5. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan got by Winnipeg 21-13, and the Ticats thumped the Alouettes 26-9. Over to the MLB now, where the Toronto Blue Jays were on the wrong side of a 3-1 final against the New York Yankees. The contest was put on hold at one point for 2 hours due to heavy rain in New York. In the Northern Super League, a pair of games ending in shutouts, Toronto over Halifax 1-0, and Vancouver trouncing Calgary 6-0. And finally, the Canadian men are heading back to the Rugby World Cup. Canada, ranked 24th in the world, qualified for the 2027 tournament in Australia. That's after number 13 Japan's 47-21 win over the 18th-ranked U.S. in Pacific Nations Cup play. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.